Garrett Wilson on the free agent recruiting trail? Oh, baby, let's get into it. Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field Gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Hey everybody, my name is Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Before we go anywhere, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe down below for more insightful, juicy, sexy, all those words, New York Jets content. That's what we bring you here on the program. Let's waste no time. Garrett Wilson on the free agent recruiting trail. You decide for yourself. He spoke at his youth camp, which we'll get into here in just a second with Rich Cimini, and he was asked about the Dalvin Cook free agent rumors. Let's roll the footage.
Dalvin Cook, man. So yeah, I know like Dalvin Cook since he was at Florida State, and I was a Florida State fan growing up. So obviously I love to add someone of that talent, but the front office is gonna make the right decision, and Dalvin got to do what's best for him. I don't know. I'm just speaking on my love for him and how he plays the game. So obviously, I would love to play with someone like that.
Interesting. Obviously, twice Garrett Wilson said he would love to play with a talent like that. He's a Florida State fan. He wants a little bit of Dalvin Cook love. And by the heck, who the heck wouldn't want Dalvin Cook and what he brings to the table? So Garrett Wilson, free agent recruiting show. That clip is circulating on social media. We also have some more nuggets down below, including a Jeremy Fowler update via SportsCenter over the weekend on the Dalvin Cook stuff. Article details down below, but let's get into it a little bit here. First off, I just have to say that Garrett Wilson jumping on this train, that's going to, again, continue to kind of roll over on social media, create a little bit of buzz. There's been a lot of social media buzz. Woody Johnson openly flirting, following each other, him and Dalvin Cook liking each other's tweets. I don't know, man. It's getting there's a little something there. Now, I get it. Dalvin Cook's liking a lot of tweets, some Dolphin stuff, Patriot stuff, whatever. But it seems like that stuff is legit. Jeremy Fowler of ESPN NFL Insider, during a SportsCenter hit over the weekend, said that his sense, based on his sources, is that the AFC East is going to be the landing spot for Dalvin Cook based on everything he knows. And he name-dropped 3 teams. That is, of course, the New England Patriots, the Miami Dolphins, and the New York Jets. So he named those 3 teams and said the Jets are, quote unquote, at the very least, monitoring the situation, which is Dalvin Cook as a free agent. And I've been getting into arguments with Jet fans all over the place about whether the room is loaded or whether the room needs Dalvin Cook or whatnot. I will just reiterate this point. Dalvin Cook is better than any running back right now in the Jets room, and that includes Breece Hall, if we're being honest. Dalvin Cook, his production can go up against some of the top running backs in all football over the last 4 years. Over 1,000 yards each year, Pro Bowl campaign. You could point to analytics this, analytics that, nerds in the back of the room. But the fact of the matter is he has been an insanely productive running back. He is a home run hitter. He has a chance every time the football's in his hands to take it to the house. And that kind of player suddenly being available here in late June is an opportunity the Jets simply can't pass up. Again, within reason. I think there is proper context here for the people that hate Dalvin Cook and want nothing to do with him. The other people say, well, he's going to want a $1 kajillion. I don't know exactly what he wants. He hasn't been forthright from that perspective. But Dalvin Cook has come out recently, as we have in the article down below, and has been pretty open to say, hey, it's not just about a bag of money. I want to put a ring on my finger. That is a direct quote from Mr. Dalvin Cook himself, and he has an opportunity to do so on the New York gosh darn Jets. So People will continue to argue about it. I just say this: Dalvin Cook would be the best running back immediately on the Jets, but it's not even about that. It's about having a dynamic tandem with Breece Hall. If Breece Hall comes back full flower, then you got two dynamic running backs. If he doesn't, you're still protected with a guy that strikes fear into opposing defense. I also do want to give a shout out here to Garrett Wilson. In case you guys missed it, he hosted a camp over the weekend for kids, and there's all these different price packages, and he did photo ops and autographs, and even one kid got a lucky opportunity to go one-on-one against Garrett Wilson in a football drill, which was really funny. But on a serious note, I have to give a major shout out to Garrett Wilson. For all that money he raised, the package ranged from $149 for a kid all the way to $400 for the MVP package. All the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds from Garrett Wilson's camp benefited this fund called the FlexWorks Scholarship Fund, which allows disabled and disadvantaged youth the opportunity to attend Garrett Wilson's camps. And I just have to say, that's the coolest thing in the world, man. So we don't cover these kind of stories enough. They're not sexy or whatever the words you want to say are, but I want to give a shout out to Garrett Wilson out there. That's awesome that he's giving back to the Jets community and their fans and these young kids. They're going to remember this for a lifetime. So to have that opportunity, what an awesome cause. So shout out to Garrett Wilson there. And let's end on this, okay, since we're talking Garrett Wilson. I did some fantasy. I'm a big fantasy guy, and unfortunately over the last 12 years, I haven't been able to, pridefully take a lot of Jets in the fantasy world. Of course, this is a new world here in 2023. Here are the projections, by the way, for Garrett Wilson this season, according to Draft Shark. 91.1 receptions is what he's expected to get. 1,248 yards, 7.5 touchdowns. By the way, for all our historical nerds in the back of the room, these statistics, if they came to fruition, again, 91 receptions, 1,248 yards, and 7.5 touchdowns, which you can round up to 8. That would be the third most receptions in a single season in Jets history. That would be the sixth most receiving yards in a single season in Jets history. And then 15th on the touchdowns. Jets have actually had some pretty good touchdown scores from a pass-catching perspective throughout their history. So only 15th there with the 8 touchdown receptions. But nonetheless, it just goes to show that Garrett Wilson has the opportunity to ascend to the top of the receiver ladder. And my advice to any of you fantasy football people out there, if I may, better take old Garrett Wilson, old G-Dub, in the fantasy football world. I don't think you're going to be regretting it. Thanks everybody for tuning in for this video. Make sure you like the video, hit subscribe down below for more insightful New York Jets content. Garrett Wilson on the recruiting trail, his statistical projections look out of this gosh darn world, baby, and of course for the good cause of his charity. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next time right here on the channel.